Namaste viewers and welcome to another episode of National Perspective. Today we are going to discuss different governments and their different priorities. After the assembly elections of 4 states and 1 union territory, now the government formation process is almost complete, barring Kerala, where just the CM is announced. All others have already taken the oath, and a few ministers have also joined the cabinet. So, with a national perspective, what is their agenda? What are their priorities with the initial days? What we can perceive from their actions, their cabinet decisions, where we are going to just decode that. Of course, Bengal, West Bengal and Assam were the most talked about elections. Significance of that mandate and even the volume of that mandate, the way Hindus have consolidated and clearly given a mandate for the Bharatiya Janata Party, and all kinds of the secular machinations have been defeated in this election. That's why naturally there is a curiosity about the priorities of these two governments, but we will discuss about Tamil Nadu and Puducherry also. Bad days for you know who. This was the cryptic post by Hemanta Biswa Sarma when Suvendu Adhikari reached Guwahati for his swearing-in ceremony, when Assam government was installed after consecutive 2 terms for BJP. Hemanta Biswa Sarma, for the second time, actually took oath as the chief minister. Interestingly, there was a reply by Suvendu Adhikari where he said, no prizes for guessing, I guess. So whom are they indicating to? Does that really indicate the priorities of these two governments? I believe that with Assam, West Bengal and Tripura having BJP governments in power, the border security is the priority area. And that is clearly reflected in their posturing, in their statements, in their cabinet decisions also. So, being the border states and the very, very sensitive Bangladesh border connecting these 2 states, we need to think and analyze their policy priorities from 1, the national security perspective, and 2, the demographic imbalance perspective, because the core Assamese identity and the Bengali identity have been consistently under threat due to the illegal migration. Now, let us start with West Bengal. West Bengal government, as expected, taken a control of the police administration. That generally happens in Bengal, but it was expected to be a very, very difficult job. But Suvendu, being with administrative experience with erstwhile Mamata government, and then a street fighter, he immediately realized that unless police machinery is given the confidence and police machinery has given the free hand, the real ground level, basic law and order issues, which seems to be his priority, cannot be handled. So he actually took the meetings of top police officials and clearly given them instructions. Now, what are the decisions that he has taken? 1, ban on any religious activity that would block streets. Now, that is very, very significant, especially in the bordering areas of West Bengal, especially the Malda and Murshidabad region. There is a restriction of on loudspeakers now. So stone pelting will be dealt with hard hand, and police have been given a clear-cut instructions regarding this. So it clearly now indicated by Suvendu Adhikari government that the street violence is not accepted. In continuation to that, Suvendu Adhikari government has reopened all post-poll violence-related cases from 2021 to 2023. Though Mamata Banerjee is now again back with her black gown in the courtroom, and she is also a street fighter and now trying to be a legal expert also. So she will try her best to play a victim card after BJP assuming power. So that will be a very, very interesting posturing from Mamata Banerjee's side. But what we are seeing from the common man's celebration in West Bengal, it will be very, very difficult. But we should not forget that she still holds a 40% vote share, and then West Bengal has a very, very significant minority and illegal migrant population of very, very radicalized Muslim groups. So how this post-poll violence thing open up, because there have been cases even now there are videos and the stories emerging of TMC offices having stored white saris to be sent to the houses of the BJP cadre, which they did last time, sheerly to create terror in the mind. So what is clear now, that West Bengal Chief Minister called senior police officials, including DIG, Additional Director General, Zonal Inspector Generals, and even the every range led by Deputy Inspector General, Superintendents of Police, that there will not be any toleration for the violence in democracy. Now, there is Home Minister Amit Shah remembering 321 BJP Karyakartas, and even on the swearing-in ceremony, the posters of those 321 Karyakartas were displayed there at the historic parade ground. So the government has given assurance to the family members that if they want, the government will initiate an investigation. So if this opens up, then there will be a demand for justice for the, and remember that there were not just BJP cadres, even the Congress and the CPM cadres who faced the wrath of the TMC cadre in the post-poll violence in last 8 to 10 years. So how does that pan out? It will be very interesting to see. Police have given a free hand, and now non-bailable cases will be registered for any kind of communal violence. So that is cattle smuggling, and this illegal trade of cattle across the border is a very, very big issue in West Bengal. So West Bengal already had a order of 1950. Now the government has decided to implement it in letter and spirit, and it will be very interesting. Cow smugglers, illegal mining syndicates, how do they operate in the change scenario, and how far Suvendu government is able to restore the confidence of common people in the entire democratic law and order machinery, as Yogi government did in the first phase. Another important decision, which is again related to border security, is border fencing. So the government has clearly kept a timeline of 45 days. BSF already got the land as per the cabinet decision. So it marks a departure from the earlier. We are seeing a new phase of cooperative government when it comes to the border management. Earlier, unfortunately, there was not a political will on the side of, maybe because of the appeasement politics, but this is another important decision. Then there are various, central schemes and the laws, whether Nyaya Samhita, whether various health related schemes like Ayushman Bharat. Now they will be implemented. There was a very interesting move which many people did not observe. In fact, two moves. One, state administrative reforms seems to be Suvendu Adhikari's priority. So he has immediately decided to relieve the state cadre people for the central government training programs, and which will be a very interesting, because till now Mamata Banerjee government was blocking. In fact, she had virtually turned West Bengal cadre of whether IAS and other central officers into virtually the state level officers committed to the state government, what during emergency Indira Gandhi called the committed bureaucracy. And Mamata Banerjee virtually ensured that West Bengal bureaucracy remained committed to the ruling dispensation. But along with that, there is another important announcement where and it generally doesn't happen, by the way, in BJP government, that in one stroke, Suvendu Adhikari removed all the heads of the boards and the bodies where TMC people were appointed. So he seems to be in hurry. He seems to show to the people that he wants to deliver. And another indication is that border security, census, demographic management, and law and order. This seems to be clear-cut priorities for Suvendu Adhikari government. So this is for West Bengal. Now, Hemanta Biswa Sarma already had a term, and he has, taken a complete control over the government with a massive mandate along with the allies, whether AGP or Bodoland Front. He is in a position to, take very firm decisions very quickly, and he did that in his first cabinet meeting itself. Took some important decisions. First one, the schedule for the oath for various members of the Legislative Assembly and the appointment of the pro tem speaker. But besides that, election manifesto as the guiding principle of governance for formulating government policies and initiatives. And while doing that, the first thing that he did, that the draft bill on the Uniform Civil Code is expected to be introduced in the first assembly session itself. So after Uttarakhand and Gujarat, Assam is expected to be the next state to introduce Common Civil Code. It means all the rules and laws related to marriage, divorce, succession, and inheritance will be applicable to everybody, irrespective of religion, caste, and community. Of course, scheduled tribes will be exempted from this. Besides that, another important issue that he has been talking about, and he had already passed a law, that is about the prohibition of polygamy. And the inheritance rights for daughters. So all these fundamental issues that he was talking about before the election, during the election, that has immediately got the momentum. Another important decision that Hemanta Biswa Sarma government has taken, that to constitute a task force under the chairmanship of the Chief Secretary of Assam, and within 3 months, this task force is supposed to file a report. Report for what? on the basis of the Sankalpa Patra, the manifesto, the resolve of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the task force to provide employment to 2 lakh youths. Now, this is going to be very, very critical, because Assam is one state where, people are looking for more employment opportunities. The situation has changed, whether when it comes to the culture, whether it is commerce, whether it is connectivity, the people have got a better access now, and therefore it will be very, very interesting if Hemanta Biswa Sarma government is able to come up with a clear-cut plan for employability of youth. Another important decision by the government, Bhupen Hazarika, the Bharat Ratna, he is a very, very celebrated icon in Assam. He is virtually a symbol of Assamese identity. His music, his contribution to the world of music, and more important that bringing the Assamese genre of music to the larger national screen. And Dr. Bhupen Hazarika birth centenary celebrations is going to be the next big thing that Assam is going to celebrate. So the closing ceremony will be there on September 8 at Bharat Mandapam in Delhi. So Bhupen Hazarika and his contribution will be celebrated. The museum will be created dedicated to him at the Srimant Shankar Dev Kalakshetra in Guwahati. And these things clearly show that besides that, he has been working on evacuating the illegally occupied land, which I believe that Hemanta Biswa Sarma government will continue to follow. So for Hemanta Biswa Sarma government, I think the restoration and recognition to the Assamese culture, infrastructure and employability, and implementation of UCC, along with border security in collaboration with other bordering states, this seems to be the priority, and it will be interesting to see how does it unfold in coming days. Tamil Nadu, is a different case. There was a mandate, clear-cut mandate against DMK and its corrupt government, anti-Hindu agenda of, in the name of Dravidianism. So Tamilagavetri Kalagam, led by actor turned politician C. Joseph Vijay, got at least the single largest party support to his TVK, and along with other parties, Congress, Muslim League, he managed to form the government. Now his swearing in was very different from what we saw in Assam and West Bengal. Assam and West Bengal was a show of solidarity of NDA allies, the ministers, the chief ministers of various states. They got together, and it was more about connecting with the people and having a stamp of BJP and Prime Minister Modi and Amit Shah and entire the kind of strength that BJP wanted to show. In what we saw in Chennai was more emotional melodrama kind of swearing in ceremony, where actor turned politician virtually tried to take an oath like in a very cinematic way, where governor had to intervene and tell him to take the oath properly as per the constitutional norms. He was more Trump-like, where he wanted to sign immediate executive orders. So we will have more Nayak kind of scenes in Tamil Nadu, and the emotional melodrama that we have seen on the streets, the Vijay fans, and the way they have been, coming out. And so on the one hand, the anti-DMK sentiments are there. On the other hand, this Vijay has captured the imagination of these anti-DMK votes, and there is an emotional appeal connected due to his presence on the reel. Now, what happens in real life? It's a very different ball game. Shifting from real to real politics, and the biggest challenge for him will be the managing allies. One good thing that Joseph Vijay did, that he perhaps have tried to build bridges with the opposition. He had a meeting with Stalin. So now the question is how far the mandate in Tamil Nadu, after Tirupungundram controversy, the Kartigai Deepam, where the temples are under threat, the Hindu festivals are under threat, and DMK was constantly being questioned on this. So people were fed up with that. Joseph Vijay claimed that he wants to be a secular government. In Indian terms, it may not be directly a separation of church and the state, but more in terms of respect for all ways of worships. But unfortunately, in the first session itself, with Udayanidhi Stalin making repeated controversial remarks about Sanatan Dharma, or what they call in Tamil is Dharmam. So eradicating Dharmam. So after eradicating Dharmam, what? If Dharma is eradicated in Bharat, then what? It means you want to eradicate justice, you want to eradicate all kinds of righteousness, you want to eradicate all kinds of values. One of his MLAs repeated that, a Muslim MLA. He said, "Oh, we also want to eradicate." So there is now another fear that is emerging. But let us, I'll come back to the Sanatan Dharmam issue later. But the first decision that he tried, and as most of the populist leaders try to do that, he came up with the first decision of announcing what he called as the Singapen. Singapen literally means special forces. Special forces for what? Special forces for women safety, which will look after not just safety related to women, even the anti-drug, it will function as an anti-drug unit. And they are also planning to bring out a white paper on the status of, the finances or financial status of Tamil Nadu as a state. It clearly indicates that, three things. One, Tamil Nadu is facing the drug menace, but nobody has been talking about it during the DMK government. Two, women's safety had been the issue, which was, undercurrent there in Tamil Nadu. But again, during the DMK government, a systematic gap was maintained in the name of Tamil identity, so that people at the national level do not understand what is going on there. On the other hand, people of Tamil Nadu do not understand what is coming from the center or what is happening at nationally. So there is clearly, a politics behind this, anti-Delhi, anti-Hindi agenda. But what is combined with that is anti-Hindu agenda. Politically, it is fine if you are opposing. But when it comes to the very religious, in personal lives, very, very religious Hindu dharmic state of Tamil Nadu has been deliberately converted into anti-Hindu political state. Now, how this, work out will be very, very, very interesting. But another important decision that Joseph Vijay took, like Kejriwal, he came up with the rollout of 200 units of free electricity once in every 2 months. On the one hand, he is concerned about the financial status. At the same time, he wants to follow the populist freebies policy. In any government, you have to have some welfare measures, but how far they are sustainable, only time will tell. Besides Singapore and this anti-drug squads and this free electricity, another Kejriwal kind of policy, free bus travel for women. So women voters are specially focused on by Vijay, and his support base also, it looks like the women and the youth have played a critical role. And as I said, that the financial status seems to be his clear-cut priority. Now his meeting with Stalin grabbed the attention, and it was seen as a courtesy call. But again, the question comes, and because Udayinidhi Stalin in the assembly, in the first session of the assembly itself, made statements against Sanatan, and Joseph Vijay, who proudly carries his Christian identity, and DMK also supposed to be pro church kind of government, whether Joseph Vijay will maintain its true secular credentials. That is the question mark, because there was a cryptic silence when Udayinidhi Stalin was making this venomous speech on Sanatana Dharma or Dharmam, and this eradicating Sanatana or Dharma seems to be his favorite project. And during DMK government, more than 200 temples allegedly demolished. The temple wealth, has been taken away and used for other kinds of activities. The HRCE department, the Hindu Religious and this endowment related department, this is again continuously under scanner. The secular state is managing Hindu temples but keeping away all other religious denominations, and all these things will be actually testing the governance skills of Vijay. So for him, his core constituency, the youth and women, that seems to be the focus. He tried to bring in some issues related to the relationship with Sri Lanka and rescuing some of the fishermen who are captive in the in Sri Lanka. But what he will have to address, that will be very, very interesting. Most of the big ships that goes for the fishing, and most of the syndicates that are working under the DMK control, and they generally venture into the international waters, and there the problem starts. How Vijay is going to handle that is very, very crucial, because another important aspect will be how far he handles the cinema industry, because it seems that in last 5 years Udayinidhi Stalin had established a complete control over the cinema industry in Tamil Nadu. So it will be very, very interesting how Vijay translates this cinematic popularity, and how far whether he is a real star, or it is just a star, a shining star that suddenly came up and will fall down like Kejriwal and company. That we will have to see. So there will be governance related challenge to him, how he would be handling Tiruparan Kundram kind of issues, whether he maintains that kind of delicate balance in Tamil Nadu, respect everyone's religious sentiments, and of course how does he manage his allies. because he doesn't have a clear majority. So most of the decisions he will be taking will be under pressure from Congress and Muslim League. So, and both these parties we know have been under scanner. Congress is virtually turning Muslim League, and Muslim League is virtually using Congress to push the Muslim agenda. So there is a fear among Hindus in Tamil Nadu, the nationalist voices in Tamil Nadu, whether Joseph Vijay government will be more anti-Hindu than the previous DMK government, or both of them will be working hand in hand to what Udayanidhi Stalin called as the eradicating Sanatan or eradicating Dharmam. So the fear is, from fire to frying pan kind of thing. The Stalin is gone, but the Joseph is still there. So those memories of USSR where Hindus will continue to face the persecution, that sentiment is there. So how far that translates into actual policies and actions, only time will tell. In Puducherry, BJP has continued its alliance with AIDMK and the main constituent All India NR Congress led by Rangaswamy. It is a very significant thing because it is the southernmost, very sensitive area of Puducherry. Ecologically very sensitive. Environment is a very crucial issue. Naturally, N. Rangaswamy, after taking the oath in the presence of BJP National President Nitin Nabin, made it clear that the tourism and the welfare schemes will be his priorities. Puducherry has been a very important spiritual and cultural center for India, erstwhile French colony. But it is also known for Sri Aurobindo's ashram and his contribution, its unique location. Though very close to Tamil Nadu, and Tamil being the prominent language, we have many foreign tourists coming there, and in that union territory, BJP supported NDA government retaining power is a very important message. And let us see how far his dream of turning Puducherry into a very vibrant, investment friendly, tourism friendly destination that works out. That will be interesting to see. But news of V.D. Satishan being elected as the legislative party leader of Congress, as the news has come up, but we still don't know how it will unfold, because it's a very typical kind of situation where Congress Kerala unit wanted one person to be chief minister, which was not accepted to the high command, 10 Janpaths. 10 Janpath wanted one person, which was not acceptable to the state unit. So, now, and the person which is acceptable for both had issues with Muslim League. So it's a very strange kind of situation, because Muslim League has a very substantive number in the assembly now. Without Muslim votes, Congress could not have garnered. Of course, there was anti-communist sentiments. Of course, there was a outrage against Pinarayi Vijayan and CPM. Within LDF bloc also, people were not happy with the high-handed approach of CPM, which has virtually turned into a single man party which is running more on the capitalist aspiration of the communist government. Corruption, gold theft, drug trafficking, again intervention in religious affairs, especially the temples. All these issues were there, but with Muslim League, how far Congress is able to deliver and address those aspirations, it will be very interesting to see. So there will be pulls and pressures within the Congress, and there will be pulls and pressures within the UDF constituents, that is for sure. So the road is not going to be very, very easy. So if we look all these things from a national perspective, it looks like Congress is virtually surviving now on the other parties, especially Muslim votes, and that will be reflected in the policies also of Tamil Nadu and Kerala. While BJP is consolidating its ideological agenda and taking the political mandate beyond the electoral verdicts, where the national security, the cultural identity, the unity and integrity of the nation, and of course involving constituents in such a way where the till now neglected and unaddressed issues, very sensitive issues, everybody knew about them, but nobody wanted to talk about them. Whether it is infiltration, which came to the fore way back in 1990s with General Sinha's report, or this cattle smuggling, or this demographic invasion. So it looks like as far as the Eastern Front is concerned, people have clearly given the mandate and accepted BJP's nationalist ideological formulation for maintaining their cultural identity, dignity, and border security. Now the question will be, what next for the Southern Front? Will BJP open the Southern Front now after Odisha, Bihar, Bengal, Assam, and Tripura? Everything is now saffron. How BJP approaches the Southern Front and how far the Tamil Nadu and Kerala government's policies help the BJP in gaining that space, the political space to make a sort of entry in these two critical southern states. That will be interesting to see. So this is all from my side on this the 5 assembly elections, for states and 1 for union territory. And I hope this entire analysis and decoding of the newly formed governments and their agenda will give you a clear-cut perspective for coming days. And let us see when the time comes. We will take a stock of this and analyze it for our viewers. So thank you for watching Organiser. Keep supporting a Voice of the Nation. Subscribe to our YouTube channel. Share with your near and dear ones. Namaste and thank you for watching.